welcome back to the Inger Show. And as you can see, the show has gone to the dogs, but it's all about puppy love. Joining us today, we have Clay Morgan from the Rogers Society, the Rogers Humane Society for Animals, and he's here to share with us how you might want to share your love with a pet this Valentine's Day. Welcome, Clay. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. You were so open to coming and bringing some pets. How many pets do you have at the Rogers Humane Society?
We have about 85 animals right now on location and some off-site also. We receive all of our animals from they've been abandoned in the rural areas of Benton County, and we get mostly big dogs, but we've got small dogs on set tonight. So we're the last of the nonprofit shelters in Northwest Arkansas. Most of the shelters are city-owned and operated. So we're the last, us and Bella Vista are the last of the nonprofit shelters. So, adoptions, are very important to us because that way we can move more dogs in and out. Valentine's Day is one of the better holidays for adoption. But we like to, on our adoptions, we don't want people to just come out and adopt a pet for the holidays. We want the person that it needs to be a long thought out process because these pets are going to be with us for 15 years. It's a long-term commitment.
Now, you have some tips. What are some things people should keep in mind before they come to adopt? What are some questions they should ask themselves, or how will they know if they're ready to adopt a pet?
And I deal with that a lot. The main, if you're ready for pets, a lot of it is, first you look at your activity level, and that's going to determine, what type of pet you're going to get, and your work schedule. We have so many people now that they come into the shelter wanting to adopt a pet, and I tell them, just come pet one on Saturday when you're off work, because their work schedule is so.
That's a start.
It's a demand. They go to work at 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock, and most of them, a lot of them, at 9 o'clock at night, they can still not be back at home. So some people, they don't need to get a pet. They need to come to the shelter, play with them, and it works out better with them. I have people, they will come to the shelter, take a dog for a hike, take it up the dog park, things like that. They kind of borrow their dog.
You can borrow a dog.
Yeah, and
now I know some people might be interested in that, so that sounds like a nice alternative. How much time do you need? Because we do have a lot of people that work and they want companionship, and everybody loves dogs, cats, or some kind of animal. Now, you mentioned if you're 7 to 7, that's not good.
No.
How often do you need to be available to your dog to let the dog out?
It just depends. It's like at my house, I work from 7 to 7 a lot of times, but I have doggy doors where they can go in and out. Cats, low maintenance. I mean, you can be gone for overnight and not have a problem with the cat. Smaller dogs, you're going to have to be there. It's going to be at least be back in your 8 hours later.
Wow.
So those are things you've got to look at, and that's one of the biggest reasons people are, their work schedule. They get a dog that doesn't fit their lifestyle or their work schedule. If you like to lay on the couch and watch football, the last thing you want to do is get a lab puppy. You get a 5-year-old lab, and he'll lay on the couch with you and play football. That's when Caleb here would be a perfect dog.
I love Caleb. Now, you were saying, all 3 of these dogs are up for adoption.
Yes.
Can you introduce these 3 dogs to us just in case we have someone?
This is Caleb, and this is Harley, and this is Sparky. Caleb's going to be a couch potato. He's going to want to sit and watch TV. He really don't want another dog in the house. He wants to be the only dog. He wants to be top dog. Harley, he's going to be energetic. He's going to be a dog that you could take hiking out, play frisbee, take to the dog park. And he's going to be a very energetic dog. He's a terrier. And Caleb's a poodle Lhasa mix. And we got this puppy here is a little German Shepherd Collie mix. Going to be high energy. Any Shepherd.
He's going to get pretty big,
He's going to get big and high energy. So, this one would be perfect if someone camped, hiked, biked a lot, and they took their dog along with them. Caleb he'd be a good dog for like traveling. We have a lot of people get dogs to travel in motorhomes and things like that. This one, you're going to have to, if you adopt Harley here, you're going to plan on taking him and really giving him a good exercise 2 or 3 times a day, or he's going to tear up something you don't want him to.
Now, outside of adoption, your agency also needs support to remain open, and you're doing an expansion as well.
Yes, we are. We hope to. We're about halfway through, finished with our fundraising for a building fund. We've got about $300,000 raised, and it's going to take another $300,000 to build our shelter. With the downturn in the economy, donations have really dropped. You know, it's slowed down. We're back to our building. You know, probably it's going to take another year before we get the funds raised. But we've got $300,000 worth of land paid for, plus we got $300,000 toward the new shelter. So
now there's something else that people can probably do if they can't donate large sums of money. You also need supplies to keep your shelter up and going. And Caleb, you're not leaving me, are you? No, you were thinking about adopting you, sweetie. Now, what kind of supplies do you need for the shelter?
We always need dog food, blankets, towels, and just any kind of cleaning supplies, laundry soap, things like that. Our number one needs things we use at the shelter. We'd like to have we have set up funds at different veterinarians where we have medical funds. That way, if an animal comes in injured, we don't have to try to scrape for the money. We can just drop the animal off. The money's already set in the account, and they fix, repair a broken leg, whatever we need done. And a number one thing the public can do is educate the people around them. Spaying and neutering is the most important thing. Today in America, there was 10,000 people born and 70,000 dogs. For something good to happen to every one of those dogs, we'd have to have 7 animals per person per household. And that's, average household of 4, it's not going to work. So, educate, the main thing everyone can do is educate the public. Help us out.
Have your dog spayed or neutered?
Because at some point it's going to be a mandatory law, because it's just, the pet population, it's just going to get out of control. And at some point in time in Arkansas, they will make it mandatory spay and neuter. But education, just if you have friends, just make sure they stay on and make sure they spay and neuter their animal, because 16, if this is a female dog, she could have 16 puppies a year, and so 8 each litter, twice a year.
I didn't know they could have that many dogs.
Yeah,
I guess
6 to 8 twice a year.
So wow, and when you adopt a dog from your agency, is it already spayed or neutered?
It is spayed or neutered. And like in the case of the puppy, he's a little young. We'll wait about 3 months, and you'll just take him in. You'll get a voucher, and you'll take him into the shelter. Into the veterinarian in 3 months, and your adoption fee pays for him to be neutered.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for coming out, Clay. We've gotten some great information, and I know I'm thinking about adopting our little one here, and Caleb. Yep. And hopefully we have a lot of people out there that are also thinking about adoption and have assessed their readiness for that and might be ready to do it. Let's share some puppy love on the Inger Show today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.